Morning showers, a high of 65 today. It's 52 now with that area light rain falling through parts of the Ozarks. Springfield's only News Talk FM is 104.1 KSGF. I'm Nick Reed, executive producer Courtney Tucker, Larry Wright with news. Jason Rima, your time saver traffic tomorrow, broadcasting live from Joplin. The plan, MSSU, is where we will be, and that way we can get you there on the ground location. I know that there is a bit of fatigue that is going on with a lot of us, and so there is a tendency to say, ugh, enough. But imagine what it's like to have that fatigue and not have a house to go back to. Not be able to turn off the radio or turn off the news because you are in the middle of it. It is your life. And hold out just a little bit longer. You can make a donation of $10 with your cell phone by texting the word convoy to 50555. Standard text and data rates apply. Senator Blunt joins us. He is on the line. Welcome, and I'm sure you have been keeping as apprised as possible of everything that's going on, and I mean as quickly as things do change, even now with moving towards a stage of some sort of structure and realizing what structure does and what doesn't work. As it was said by one official down there is no book for this sort of thing. How difficult is it for you to get updates as to what's going on?
Well, Nick, I talked to Secretary Napolitano at Homeland Security yesterday. We're constantly talking to the FEMA folks, and with my staff on the ground there, I was there most of the day Monday, and I'm trying not to get more information than I need. I'm trying to be helpful and not be in the way, and we've got you're seeing this every day. This is a town that you're familiar. You're very familiar with, Joplin, as I am, and this shocking thing to me on Monday as I was going down streets that I was very familiar with. Nothing looked to me like I knew where I was. It was just a ground up destruction like I'd never seen at either a hurricane site or any of the many tornadoes that I've visited, the aftermath of tornadoes, living where you and I live, and it is hard to describe. And I just told somebody else this morning I saw here in Washington, the pictures you see on the front page of every paper in America that you think must be the worst photo you could possibly get. There's 6 miles of that, half a mile to 3/4 of a mile wide, and you could take that picture almost anywhere in that 6-mile swath. But the huge challenges for the school, for hospitals, for frankly the people who are in the funeral home business. The amount of stress on the community is extraordinary, and people are reaching out from all over the country. We're talking about the donations people are making, the big and small donations, as we hear about them on our Twitter account in the office. And this is Joplin is going to recover from this, and in many ways will recover in ways that would surprise us all today, because it's a great community that will meet the challenge. But there are lots of holes left in families that will never be filled. 100 stories of I was visiting with some guys on Monday about 100 yards from the Home Depot, and they said they were out volunteering. One of their friends had been in the Home Depot on Sunday, and then the rest of the story was they found his body and his 2 kids, who were 4 and 1, the day before. And you can just see that picture. Mom is still at home. Dad says, I'll take the kids with me to get the light bulbs or whatever, and that's the last she ever sees of the family that was her life, and she has to go on, and there are all kinds of stories like that, and this will be a tragedy that will last in the community for as long as the people live that were there that day.
We are doing the show from Joplin tomorrow. One of the reasons is because there are, as much conversation as we've had, there are I say little things that are little in one's everyday life, but that become large in a situation like this that we don't think about. And a lot of things, I mean, you mentioned, hadn't thought of this, the funeral homes. One of the things that yesterday I hadn't thought about that they have at the campus there at MSSU is getting people new driver's license. That never crossed my mind. That, you know, and the time that it hit, a lot of people are at home. Most people, I don't keep my wallet in my pocket when I'm at home. Things get blown away. Women and their purses, they don't keep them on them at home, and so those things and just never even crossed my mind. Never crossed the mind probably of a lot of those individuals even until the shock starts to wear off and things that you don't. They become such a part of your daily life that you don't think about them until you need them. And that's one of the reasons we're trying to be down there. And what you mentioned as well, that there are still things that every day that are unfolding like, oh my gosh, I did not even think of this. I mean, it's
right.
It's a pretty remarkable.
That's exactly right. And so my staff is there. One of the things I said over and over again Monday is I'm here today, but I intend to be here 6 months from today. And we've even had some people who say, what can I do? Personal friends of ours from around the country and around the state. I said, do whatever you want to do now, but I'm making a list so I can call you back in 3 months and tell you what still needs to be done when everybody else in the country has moved on to some other moment. By the way, there was a tremendous article in the Wall Street Journal this morning about Freeman Hospital, the hospital less than a mile away from St. John's that didn't get hit by the tornado, but immediately was hit with an onslaught of injured people, and the magnificent way that they responded, and people sent to hospitals in Tulsa and Springfield and other places, but also the story of the local hospital and the people that came in without being called in to meet the crisis in their community. And there a lot of stories. I was talking to the chief, the fire chief, who's done such a great job leading the rescue effort. He and his wife and their kids were in the car when he got the call that there was a tornado on the way, or the warning call or whatever, and he said, I don't have time to get you home. I'll leave you at one of the fire stations. And he did, but it happened to be one of the fire stations that wasn't destroyed. There were two fire stations destroyed. Their home was destroyed. So of the choices he made, he happened to make the one that was the lucky one for his family, who don't have a car. Both cars were destroyed, two of their cars and their house, but their family's still intact. And suddenly this kind of focuses what really matters in life for all of those families that are hugging each other right now, and thanking God that they were not at the wrong place at that exact moment.
Now, I know you've been on the ground there. Are you still there now? Or I'm
in Washington.
Okay, I thought you were.
I'm talking to you. Actually, I'm on the way to the Capitol.
Okay, that's what.
I do have staff on the ground.
Yeah, I knew that. Are your offices?
We're trying to be helpful.
Are your offices still in North Park Mall there?
The congressional office was there. I don't have a Senate office there.
Okay.
My closest Senate office would be in Springfield, but Billy Long has an office in Joplin that I'm not sure the exact location, but it was not hit by the tornado, and Billy and I are working closely together to do everything we can to be sure that we help the community meet this challenge. I was talking yesterday with people representing the city and the school district about didn't have any solutions. They didn't have any answers yet, but how do we get kids back to school 90 days from now? It's the kind of thing few communities ever have to face. The high school's gone. The vocational school is gone. I think 3 of the elementary schools are gone, and 2 others are damaged. The administration building badly damaged. How does this next 90 days go, and where do we go with these kids long before you could think about rebuilding the high school or the elementary schools?
Senator Blunt, thank you. I know you're busy. I appreciate you taking time out. Let us know what your assessment was of things down there, and we look forward to talking to you again.
Well, you bet, Nick, and I know you know Joplin well.
Yeah.
It's a community that you grew up in, and I know. Have you been down there, by the way, yet?
Not yet, no. Have not been down there yet. Like you,
I think you'll be shocked when you drive by an intersection like Range Line and 20th that you're very familiar with, and you could literally be anywhere in that 6-mile stretch, and it would look about the same. I had to keep asking the police sergeant, now, where are we now? And he said, I'm not sure. I'll have to look at the sign.
That's just an amazing thing.
You know, it is amazing, and I think it's good that you're going to be down there tomorrow. And you're right, everybody is getting worn out, but they're working on adrenaline and care. And this is, remember, your first responders in this were your neighbors, and your last responders are going to be your neighbors. And thank goodness we live in the kind of place where people do take care of each other.
And Senator Blunt, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You bet. Great to talk to you, Nick.
All right, you two take care now. Senator Blunt on his way back to Washington, D.C., like so many other lawmakers that represent the area, making their way down there to I think oftentimes we just are compelled to help. We don't know how or why, but sometimes there is that sense, and I've known a lot of people this way, that they want to go. They don't know that they can necessarily even help. They just want to be there. And for some, it's sort of like, and I'll get a personal example, a friend of mine who that night was desperately searching for his 10-year-old daughter and couldn't find her. And I knew there was really nothing that I could do, but I just wanted just to be there. And so there is that sense of desire to just to be there for someone. And even if it's not someone we know personally, Joplin it's in our neighborhood. When there is great tragedy that occurs, you can guarantee Westboro Baptist Church is going to show up. And it appears as if this situation has not escaped their radar. That's straight ahead.